If it's time for your annual respool but you don't know what mainline to pick, don't panic, because the guys at 𝗖𝗇 have got you covered. Let's take a look. When it comes to purchasing new mainline, it really is quite a personal choice. We all have our favourites, our preferences, something that we've probably used for years that we know ticks all of the boxes for us. Luckily, the guys at 𝗖𝗇 have incorporated something for everyone in every situation in their new range of lines. First of all, we are going to take a look at the 𝗬𝗪𝗔 Pro Bulletproof Monofilament, and as per the name, this stuff truly is bulletproof. It is tough, it is durable, and I fish an awful lot of weedy lakes, so those are some of the key attributes that I require from my own personal fishing. The bulletproof monofilament was developed to be the most reliable line available to buy. The outer X-Tough coating ensures that in every way possible. So no matter what the lake bed throws at you, from stony gravel bars to mussel-clad weed beds, you know you're in safe hands. The bulletproof monofilament is known far and wide for being best in class when it comes to abrasion resistance. This stuff really does give you that air of confidence when you're landing or playing fish in even the harshest of environments. When it comes to line concealment, I am a massive fan of that sort of matte outer coating, even more so when it comes in a translucent olive colour. It's almost like they designed this line specifically for me. Now, why do I think that matte coating is so important? If you look at a sort of an old school classic mono in shallow water, you'll often see the sun sort of glinting off of it or reflecting off of it in weird and wonderful ways. And for me, that just screams that there is an angler nearby. If you can negate that from your line, it's certainly a win in my books. The bulletproof outer consists of a very slick finish. Not only does that aid with your casting, but also it helps to reduce wear and tear on the line, and also it helps to prevent UV damage, meaning that your line will stay stronger for longer, in turn meaning you have to replace it less often. With regards to the inner core, we have a very supple but super heavy weight material. This stuff will sink like a brick and hug the contours of a lake bed. Now, it's by no means an out and out casting line. We will get onto that shortly. As I say, this stuff is made for that heavy duty situation where you need something super rugged, super reliable. That is where the bulletproof mono really does set itself apart. It's available in 3 different breaking strains. You've got the 12 pounds, the 15 pounds and the 18 pounds, enabling you to sort of tailor your mainline to the situation that you're fishing in. It comes on 1,000 meter spools, which is perfect for filling sort of 3 standard big pit reels. Now, moving on to something for those of you that like to cast a long way, the ultimate in long distance monofilament, the Mile High Mono. This monofilament, as I say, has been designed with distance fishing at the forefront. Of course, it is still super tough and durable, but if you need to cast a long way, then this is the one you need to look at. The Mile High Mono actually offers you the highest breaking strain to diameter ratio. Now, why is that important, you may be asking? It basically enables you to use a lesser diameter line straight through to the lead for extreme casting distances. Obviously, the lesser the diameter, the easier it goes through the guides, the further your cast is going to go. But of course, it is all about balance. So you need to pick the correct line, take the appropriate size lead, and then use the appropriate casting technique to get the absolute best out of this mainline. At any point, should you think you need any form of shock leader, then be sure to use one. It's all about balance in your setup, balance in your casting technique. Again, we have that deceptive translucent olive colour with the matte finish to help with camouflage, and the UV Protect coating to make sure that your line lasts longer. If you put it on at 20 pounds, it will stay 20 pounds until the day you take it back off. The inner core on the Mile High monofilament is rather special. It is super low stretch. Not only does that help for you to feel the power on a cast, but also it increases bite indication when fishing at extreme distance. a standard run-of-the-mill monofilament will stretch a very long way before you even get any kind of indication on your bite alarm. And that is why that low stretch inner core is so important. Fishing at 100 yards plus, any additional stretch in your line is going to completely ruin bite indication, meaning you are simply not getting the information that you need. All in all, the Mile High monofilament is a great low stretch all-rounder. So if your fishing can vary massively from session to session, you're jumping around to different venues doing different types of angling, then this is something you need to consider. It comes in a couple of different breaking strains. You've got the 11 pounds, the 14 pounds, the 17 pounds, and then the monstrous 20 pounds. Again, it enables you to tailor that line more specifically to the situation that you're fishing in. Obviously, the 20 pound is going to be of a greater diameter than, say, the 11, so you can weigh up that strength to diameter ratio that you need for your situation. It comes on bulk spools of 1,250 meters, which is perfect again for spooling 3 big distance style spools, or you get smaller spools of 300 meters for when less line is required. Next up, we have the Southwesterly Uni Mono, and I would class this almost as your classic style monofilament. It features a reduced diameter to strength ratio while still retaining a nice supple feel. And again, it is still tough and durable and more than capable of handling harsh conditions. I actually really like the way the guys at Solar have marketed this almost as a universal monofilament. I think it fits that category perfectly because it's suitable for so many different situations. We still get that really matte outer coating with the UV Protect to make sure this line lasts longer. We still get the Ultra Sink compound in the inner core to make sure that this stuff sinks like a brick. And as I said, it still retains excellent abrasion resistance properties. However, the Uniline Mono has something that the others do not. It is aimed at people that want a modern day carp fishing line with all of the key attributes that you'd expect, but at a price point that you'd expect probably 10 years ago, a truly wallet friendly option. Available in breaking strains of 10, 12, 15 and 18 pounds, once again enabling you to tailor this to the venue that you're fishing on. And again, it is available in both bulk spools and the smaller 300 meter spools. And finally, moving on to the ultra long casting utility spod and marker braid. Now this is simply something that everybody needs these days, and I can't remember the last time I walked past a bivvy that didn't have a spod rod placed up against it. This braid comes in a bright high-vis neon green colour, which does give you a couple of key benefits. It's not just because it looks cool. First of all, it enables you to follow that cast out onto the horizon and into the lake so that you can basically adjust for accuracy, helping you to bait more consistently time and time again. And one other little tip is that bright colour really does help to scare bird life. So if you're spomming out and you've got seagulls diving on you, if you just leave that spom to float in the surface layers of the water for a few seconds, the spom combined with the bright green colour, the birds will not dive on you, and it just ensures that your bait actually gets to the lake bed. This spod and marker braid, as you may expect, is super low diameter and super low stretch. After all, it is designed for long range work. What you might not expect, however, is that it's got a coating specifically designed to aid with reducing frap-ups and wind knots, meaning your casting is more consistent with less faff time and time again. That same coating also incorporates the UV Protect feature, meaning that this braid will retain its strength and colour, because some people worry about that, for the entire time that it's on your spod reel. The spod and marker braid is available in 2 different breaking strains. First of all, we've got the 20 pound variation. Now this is designed to be coupled up with a shock leader, but it does enable you the thinnest diameter, enabling you to cast the furthest distance. However, if you want that completely hassle-free situation where you can simply tie on your feature finding or baiting device, then opt for the 30 pound variation. This is a slightly thicker diameter, slightly stronger, and doesn't necessarily require the use of a shock leader. It all depends what you want in your angling. That is what this range of line from Solar is all about. Tailor it to what works for you. The spod marker braid comes on spools of 250 metres, and most modern spod reels have got those really shallow spools on them now, so 250 metres is about right. Now that pretty much covers all the information that you need to know about the range of solar mainlines. So now we move on to the all-important part. How much is this going to set you back? So starting with the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Pro bulletproof mono, 1,000 metre spool of that is going to set you back roughly $25.99. The mile high ultra long casting monofilament comes in at roughly £15.50 for the 300 metre spool, and then if you wanted the bulk 1,250 metre spool, they are roughly £30.99. The wallet-friendly 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Uni Mono 300 metre spools come in at just $10.99, whereas the bulk spools of that come in at just $13.99. So that, as I said, is truly a bargain. If you need to re-spool loads of reels all at once, then that could be a real good option for you if you're looking to save a few quid. Moving on to the spod marker braid, the 250 metre spool of that comes in at just $25.99. So there we have it. As I said right at the beginning of this video, there is something for everyone in every situation. If you're looking to re-spool your reels because your old line simply isn't cutting it anymore, why not take a look at the range of solar lines? If you found this video useful or helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course make sure to hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any future uploads. I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much.